when I was given the theme for the day, for this talk, I found it very intriguing and interesting. Exploring infinity. So the moment I heard this, I sat down and I closed my eyes and not only thought about what infinity was to me, without any external or internal thoughts that came and tried to guide my thoughts in a particular direction. So when I closed my eyes, I now found myself in this blank space with nothing and still everything around me. And a realization hit me as to, okay, exploring infinity would mean I could go forward, I could go to my side, I could go anywhere with my thoughts. I could go 45 degrees to this side, anywhere. I could also go down. I could also go back. And that made it very interesting for me because that is sort of life for me. I grew up, for the first 10 years of my life, my mom was a single parent, and being brought up by a single mother for the first 10 years, the first formative years of my life, was very interesting. She was the one person who gave me all the opportunities in my life. Knowing it or not knowing it, that was my source to all the opportunities that I had in life. Be it joining a co-education school, because she was a firm believer of the world is not just made up of men or women. My daughter needs to know how to face the world tomorrow, and that starts from school. From there. And now I was a very hyperactive kid, and I mean it when a psychologist probably calls a kid hyperactive. Like, I had all the symptoms of being a hyperactive kid. I had so much energy that just had to be used, and thankfully my mom was aware of it. I mean, because I was a huge traveler at home as well. I was always climbing a wall, I was trying to balance on a wall, I was always playing with the boys, I was cycling, I was doing things. I also dabbled in the arts, I loved theatre, I loved drama, I loved dancing. If I had an issue, any issue that bothered me and that as a young kid I couldn't fathom or I couldn't begin to understand, I would put on music and start dancing. It was my way of expanding my energy and just letting it go. So I didn't understand all of these things. And actually, when you use all of this, when you use up your energies, when you're in a meditative state, I did not understand all of this as a kid. But I knew that this is what helped me. And sport was something that became a big part of my life. I played basketball in school, and I played basketball for school. And it started now forming a big part of my life in the sense that I was now not only able to put my energy out there, but I was also able to focus. So now in school, I was what I would consider an above average kid. I did well in my studies. My favorite subjects were science and English. Stayed away from math. And my report cards would always say, great student, great at work, but very distracted. One small noise, and I'm just like, why? What is that noise? What's happening? So that was something that I couldn't probably control, and I didn't know what to do. Sport was something that helped me do it. And playing basketball helped me focus. It helped me focus on maybe for 5 seconds or even 10 seconds, it made me focus on the goal. Because if I was shooting a free shot and I couldn't be thinking of 100 other things, I couldn't be thinking of the cute boy in the other team, or I couldn't be thinking of anything. I had to think of that ball in that basket. And again, as a kid, you don't know that is also meditation in some sort of a way. So I would do all of these things, and I'm a big supporter of sports, and I have a lot of friends who play sport. I encourage it. There are organizations, NGOs that I support, that I'm a trustee of, that whether it's for para-athletes or even corporation schools, just building sport as a culture in our country. So from taking it and it helping me, and I understood how it helped me, I now wanted it to also, expand and help other people. I wanted to be a part of it. 9th standard, 10th standard, played for school, all of that. In the 11th, I chanced upon this book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I'm sure all of you all have heard of it. Many of you all would have also read it. And yes, I would call it life-changing, or maybe rather putting me on a path that I had never been on before. I started asking questions of now, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? What is it like? Why this? Why that? So there were a lot of questions. And that's where my intense thinking started, which led to overthinking. Now all of this muddle, these thoughts in my head had to be streamlined again. That's where the path to probably spirituality came in. And all of this happened, and mind you, so basketball happened, sports happened, and then all of the spirituality happened. I was still living life. I was making choices. I started acting when I was in the 4th standard. I did my first ad, and it was an opportunity. I didn't go looking for it, but I was there, and I had the choice of doing it or not doing it. And for me, when there's an opportunity that comes my way, I do it. There's never too much thought that goes into it. It's always a feeling of yes or no. So I did it, and my acting went on. It was my pocket money. I never had thoughts of one day I want to be an actress or I want to work in that movie. I never had these thoughts, but it was always a part and parcel of me. Arts, drama. I did theatre in school and college. I was a part of the Western Dance Club in college. I was part of the theatre club in college. So I was using all of this energy that I had, at the same time making use of the opportunities that I was getting. So I graduated in psychology. I did my BSc psychology from WCC, and 3 years was amazing. It taught me so much, and I knew why I wanted to do it, because I love people. I love understanding why and the behavior and everything around people, why people do things. At the same time, I was also getting a ton of opportunities to do films. And I didn't see any reason to say no. But I also wanted to study at the same time. I thought, why not? Let's give this a try. Let's give it 1 year. I spent 3 years doing my BSc, studying my undergrad, doing everything. I'll give it 1 year. If it does not work for me, adios, I'm gone, bye, I will do psychology. I will study hard as I can and I'll finish it. But it didn't happen, and now I'm standing here today in front of you as an actress, and I'm happy. I'm very content with the way life has gone. But all through this, I will come back to the spirituality bit, but all through this, there was this understanding of the self that I was trying to gain. I then chanced upon the book, Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss. Now I see just a few heads nodding. When it came to The Alchemist, I saw many heads nodding. But yeah, so that book put me on a different path altogether. At the same time, life was going on, mind you. At the same time, I was running a rat race, the so-called rat race that everyone likes to refer to, but I never considered myself the rat running a race. I was very happy walking through life, la la la, understanding the aspects of life and understanding myself through it. I did also, I was not diagnosed, but I did also have a small depressive state in the middle, somewhere around 2016, and that again taught me a lot. And the reason I'm talking about all of this is, for me, exploring infinity, exploring my opportunities through life, also taught me one thing. Now I'll come back to me standing when I closed my eyes and I thought about what exploring infinity was, like I told you at the beginning. And I said I could go forward, I could go to the side, I could go anywhere I wanted. I could also go inward. And that for me was the most empowering. I'm not standing here in front of you saying I've figured it all out, and I am still figuring it out. The fact that I'm able to put this in words and explain myself to all of y'all is a step ahead for me personally, for what I have learned. And I'm very glad, I'm very grateful for this opportunity, because it's not always I get to consolidate my thoughts and then bring it out, unless I'm being asked a question, or I'm having a conversation with someone that brings this up. So yeah, so that brings me to two things, which I think are very important in my life, and the umbrella is health. If you see Buddhism, or if you see any of these any of the religions that you see, all of us are moving towards healing in some way or the other. That is our main criteria. You want to heal the mind, you want to heal the body, right? And these are very important things for me. As I move forward in life, as I try to figure it out, I'm trying to figure out what it is that I can do to heal my life. I have many beliefs. I would not put those beliefs onto you, but I also believe that I am given this platform and this opportunity to put it out there. So in my small way, I would like to, explain and tell the world that we can go through all the things that we're going through. I'm 32 today. I'm 32 this year, but all the things that I have learned, and there's a lot more for me to learn, and I think going inward has helped me a lot. I still don't consider myself running a rat race. When I entered the industry as an actress, when I started it as a career in 2011, a lot of the journalists would come up to me and say, actress's shelf life is only 5 years. What is your take on this? And I know they'd say it to just key me up a little bit, but I don't think it worked. And I've always been a rebel. I've always wanted to stand my ground and be who I am today, and not necessarily show to people or not necessarily prove to anyone. I just want to do my thing. I just want to be. And like I said, so the most important things that I have found in my life are movement. I think it's very important for us to be able to be agile. Just to move. I think if we incorporate movement in our life, be it, 5 push-ups randomly in your day, or 1 hour walk, even if you're on the phone, or I love that when we get physicality into our life, it actually does become better. That I think movement and also meditation are two things that I find very important in my life, to just be able to be still. For someone who used to be told that concentration is a problem, to now be able to come to today and be still and to actually understand everything that's going on around me is probably why I'm even here talking to you today. So yeah, that is something that I have to share with y'all. And I think sport is also very meditative. I think movement is very meditative. It's very important. We all know it's very important to eat, sleep, and breathe. These are the 3 very important things for us. But how much of it do we actually follow, and how much of it do we actually do on an everyday basis? I will leave you all with 2 things. One is, it's okay to not be able to do this every day. I find myself slacking on days that I'm very tired. There are days or other weeks. In 7 days, I'm taking 5 flights. I'm in Vizag one day, Bombay the other day, Hyderabad the other day, Trichy the next day. It's quite a task. A lot of people ask me how I do it. I think it's just the zest for life. I love life. I love wanting to know how I'm going to get through today. This is a new experience for me altogether. I am no one to share any advice or any of that sort, but I do have ideas that I love to share. And I believe that just being present sometimes, most of the times, is a big thing, and that is like microdosing. It's okay to, like I said, not be able to do something, but if you microdose yourself every day with a positive thought, or with the fact that, hey, you know what, it's okay, I couldn't do that yesterday, but I'm going to try again. That's where the ego also actually dies. You know, I know I made a fool of myself yesterday, but you know what? I'm going to try again. With a nice smile on your face. And I guess that's all it is. And it's an everyday thing. It is not something that you can decide today and then say, oh yeah, 1 year later I reap the benefits. You have to do it for 365 days, saying, hey, you know, it's okay. Okay, that's my favorite quote. I don't know if you all have read Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. It is so important. What is it? We say, oh, it's not the destination, it is the journey, but it actually is the company. And I don't think I would be here today through all the ups and downs that I have gone through if it was not for the people around me. And that, I think, is also very important. Thank you.